The thing that baffles me the most about the resurgence of Liberal support, particularly in Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada, is that there is almost nothing to pick and choose between the Liberals during Trudeau's term and since Trudeau's term when Mark Carney has taken over. Mark Carney's policies may be more cleverly laid out than Justin Trudeau's, but they're almost identical. Take a look, for instance, at the deficit figures that are included in the Liberal platform that was released last weekend. Under Justin Trudeau, over the next 4 years, the Liberals plan to rack up $131 billion in added debt for the country. $131 billion. Under Mark Carney, they're going to rack up $225 billion. Carney's going to rack up $56 billion a year in deficit spending, compared to over $30 billion by Trudeau. It's a much larger number under Carney. If you think Carney is somehow fiscally responsible because he says he's going to balance the operating budget over the next 3 years, then you're not really understanding what he's saying. Carney wants to split the operating budget for the federal government and the capital budget. He'll put all the debt, all the red ink spending over on the capital side. And then he'll say, look, we've balanced the operating budget. The day-to-day operations of the federal government now balance. We have a balanced budget. No, you don't. If I went to my bank and I said, look, I want to put all of the debt that I have into the house and into the car and into the permanent property that I'm buying, and my day-to-day banking operations, I'm going to balance against my salary, the bank would look at me like I was goofy, and rightly so, because you can't get away from the debt that you're building up. And Carney somehow magically thinks he's this genius central banker. Oh, he's saved all sorts of countries from financial crises. We're supposed to listen to him. He thinks somehow you can avoid your debt if you simply call it capital debt. More so, and this is very much like Trudeau, Carney says this $225 billion in additional debt spending will lead to $500 billion in economic benefits for Canada. How? The Trudeau government did that for 10 years. Let's not call them deficits, let's call them investments. We're going to invest in the country. We're going to invest in infrastructure. We're going to invest in green technology. The Liberal platform under Carney is exactly the same. The money they're going to spend, this extra $225 billion, is going to generate so much money in the economy because they're going to spend it on green infrastructure. We're going to solve the emissions problem, and we're going to generate all this income. Under Trudeau, the government insisted they would create all sorts of well-paying jobs to take the place of jobs in the fossil fuel industry. They would drive the economy with new technologies. They would increase Canadian standard of living, none of which happened, and none of which will happen under Carney either. But somehow, because Trudeau is not there anymore at the head of this fantasy army that the Liberals have, because it's Mark Carney instead, there are all sorts of people, and I said, quite legitimately, this is a fact, it's not my opinion, people in Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada have fallen for this Liberal duplicity, this notion that they're going to save the economy by increasing government debt. It's not going to happen, and I so wish people weren't going to vote for this fraud. For Post Media, I'm Lorne Gunter.